Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm in Chicago at Eden Garden and I just finished working on this beautiful Katsura. Katsura is a beautiful deciduous originally from Japan, but here in US is well used as a tree in the garden because it has beautiful flowers. As I said, this is a deciduous tree, and we came around this interesting one a few years ago here at Eden Gardens, and they started pruning the tree a little bit to get it compact, and now was the right time to style it. So let me show you everything I did. This Katsura is the beautiful example of almost a natural bonsai. We have a beautiful base, good transition, this trunk basically fusing together and opening up nice branches, typical of a deciduous tree, with nice branches going up, holding the weight with the shoulder, differently from conifer when they hold the weight with the biceps. I always like to say that. So we have this beautiful movement. What we have to do was already done a nice and a good selection in the upper part to compact the tree, but now we have to look out the nice taper line for the trunk, and we eventually have to remove some part to compact the tree. This variety is very generous, back bud, as you can see, pretty nicely, so we can compact the tree, wire and shape as a beautiful naturalistic broom style. So this is the transition I want to solve. I have the chance to remove this piece to short down the tree and create a nice transition, especially in the front. So this section can be removed. As always, when I cut with my saw, I like to leave a little stump, and then I can work this stump with the knob cutter, also because I want to save these branches that are very, very good for the back of the tree. And now we can also analyze the other half. So you see we have also here a tall piece that we can remove. We have one branch in the back and this good transition in the front. So this is the other piece we can remove. So now that we rebuild nicely the transition up to the two apexes, basically, we have to start shorting some of these branches that otherwise they will have too much strength. So we can start going inside like this. Always remember the rule of the two. So transition, two, transition, two, transition, two. From inside, outside, coming from the primary branches out. So where we have 3 branches, we can remove. When I have too many branches, we can remove, and eventually always try to transition to 2. As I said, the tree is very strong. From every dormant bud in spring is gonna push out. Obviously, now we're gonna to winter. It's a good time to do this type of removing and cutting back. Obviously, I'm gonna put cut paste, and the tree will be protected in the greenhouse. did this pushing back. Some more pruning will be done with the wiring and the positioning, but basically this is the main selection of the strong line of the future bonsai. I just took care of the transition in the two main trunk, going up to this part and leaving the cut in the back. It will reheal easily in the next few years. Now we need to take care of these branches. I already pruned it here, but I'm not really happy about the strength and the power of this branch. I think it's sucking too much energy, and in time it can become another competition line with the two trunks. So I prefer to leave this guy as a good transition here and remove the top one. The space that we're gonna create, it can be filled with this back branch that I can lift to create a nice pad over there. So I'm gonna remove this part. It's important when we first do the selection of the deciduous tree to take a good decision so we don't hold on branches that in the future we have to remove anyway. So now that the main selection is done, I protect the big cut with the cut paste. I can start from the lower branch, wiring the line I need to move, and start positioning them to then compact a little bit more on the fine branches. I'm working on this area now, going from inside, outside, wiring always one piece of wire, two branches, two direction to have a good anchor, and always transition the wire from the bigger branches to the medium one and now to the smaller ones to have the best anchor possible, so I can, after the wiring, manipulate everything and put all the branches in the correct position. This is very important. I'm using aluminum wire, nice black Korean aluminum, very nice and soft to apply. I love to use aluminum wire on the deciduous tree because it's more softer and obviously we respect the bark, and it's also easier to remove when we see the wire is becoming too tight. We don't want to scar and have a wire mark on the bark of the tree. This is very important. And eventually, if I need more strength, I can always use some little pieces of guy wire to move the structure in the position I want. When we have a single branch like this one and no other pair branch around, and we don't want to, anchor in some structural section, we can do this type of anchor. What I normally do, I go around the trunk. From underneath, I wire the branch. In this case, I wire counterclockwise because I want to bend it up. So run all the first wire up, go around nice and tight. From over the top, I re-anchor and I double the wire in the same line. So this will give me more strength to lift up the branch, plus I don't have too much wire around and I have a good connection. So I just finished to take care of the complete wiring of the tree, thinking about some of the movement. And now I have to start positioning the branches from the lower one up to the top to try to create a nice overlook for the ramification, thinking also at the future development and the future growth from the inner little buds. So what I normally do with a new tree, especially when I work on the deciduous tree, is I use one of the branch I removed when I did the selection, and I test the branch for the flexibility of the tree. This helped me to have an idea how much I can force some of the movement I will give to the branches of the tree without risking to break them. So the two tests I do is one is a twisting test, so you can see this branch is pretty flexible. The other one is the bend test, so I see how much strength I can put in one position before the branch break. This gives me a little bit the idea when I do this sort of wavy movement, how much I can push and pull the branches to set the position I want. The secret to create a natural look for a branch of a deciduous tree, especially a lower branch, is to allow the branch to go down, up, down again, up, like a wavy movement, creating this, what I call a cloud. It's not a pad as we do on a conifer, but it's more like a cloud look. I leave some loops in the starting part of some wiring to anchor my guide wire that will help me to lift up the branches. So I give a little bit more of a deciduous look by lifting the lower branches up and filling the space, while basically I'm also compacting the structure of the tree. I don't have those branches wild out, but I lift them up, so also the tree will be more compact. Here we are with the final result for this episode. Was a good experience also for me to work on these new species. I think I was able to really show off all the beautiful potential of this tree and create a natural looking future bonsai with nice wavy branches, a good visual connection with the two parts that basically build this tree, especially bending some of the upper branches. You see, I explained to you how tricky it is to bend sometimes deciduous and especially this particular tree, but I was able to twist some of the branches in the position I want. Obviously, when we work deciduous, we don't want to get the final result right away with the risk of breaking some branches because they are not as flexible as conifer. So some more adjustment can be done in the future. But for now, I think the tree is in a good path and can develop into a beautiful bonsai. Thank you so much for watching this video. See you at the next.